Hi, this is Kelly Farley with GrievingDads.com, author of Grieving Dads to the Brink and Back. Today, I want to talk a little bit about, well, first of all, it's a rainy day. You may hear that in the background. It's kind of a depressing, rainy day here in late October here in Chicago, which always gets me thinking about things. But today's topic is about behind the scenes, is what I'm going to call it. Behind the scenes meaning the things that happen that most people don't know about or think about. In reality, what that means to me behind the scenes and what this is about is things that bereaved parents go through that the average person doesn't know about. For example, one of the things that we had to do for Noah after we lost him was go and pick out clothes that he was going to be buried in our case cremated. But also, we wanted to have him dressed in a really nice outfit. And so what we had to do is we had to go to a store to buy an outfit, which means that it was a store with a lot of other babies, a lot of other women that were expecting or pregnant, or families that were there with their newborn babies, which was extremely difficult to know that your baby has died or going to die, and you have to go pick out an outfit, which, by the way, there is no perfect outfit. You know, I wanted to give Noah the best outfit there possibly was. Nothing is good enough. And I know I'm not the only parent that's had to go through that or find an outfit for your child, whether they were a baby or all the way to a 40-year-old. You had to dress in a suit. There's just not enough. I don't know, strike that. There isn't anything nice enough, I guess is what I'm trying to say, that they deserve. So that's a struggle. And then having to be around all the pregnant women or the families with newborn babies was not easy task for my wife and I either. On top of that, behind the scenes, after our son Noah had died, we had to hand over our child to the nurse and watch her walk out of the room with him for the very last time, knowing that we'll never see him again. That was not an easy thing to do, and that's where a lot of the trauma and things that we go through that's kind of burned into our memory. The next step after us handing over Noah was to go to the funeral home and talk to the funeral director about cremation, what that entails. Having to pick out urns. For Katie, we picked out an urn. It was a brass urn, real tiny little brass urn with a little girl kneeling and praying on it. For Noah, we did the same thing with the same urn, but it had a little boy kneeling and praying on it. These are things that we go through, and I know I'm not the only one that's gone through this stuff, but as bereaved parents, you go through these things and the decisions you have to make leading up to the actual funeral and after the funeral that most people don't think about. Most people go to a funeral. I didn't think about the stuff that families had to go through prior to me having to go through it with my child, of all the decisions and things that go into burying a child. For me, as far as the urns go, they're in my house. I keep them on my nightstand. And occasionally, early on, I spent a lot more time, touching them, talking to them. And I still do, not as much as I used to. But I also have the fear now that, they used to be on my nightstand. They're no longer, as I had the fear of somebody breaking into my house, thinking that they were valuable, and not knowing what they were and just taking them. So now I have them in a safe place. That no one's going to find or get access to, but still, it's just it's the stuff you have to think about. Like, well, if somebody steals these, what would happen? How would I feel? Not very good. And so it's just all those decisions and things that we experience. If you don't mind, share yours. Things you had to go through preparing for the funeral. Decisions had to be made prior to the funeral. Just anything that has kind of been burned into your memory. Identifying the body. Anything. I mean, it's just, it's tragic, it's trauma, it's painful. And that's the topic for today. Please weigh in on it. Share the topic. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. And once again, if you get a chance, go check out my book at grievingdads.com, or you can pick out the book at Amazon. The book is called Grieving Dads to the Brink and Back. And looking forward to hearing any other subjects or any topics you'd like me to talk about here on this video blog. Appreciate it. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye-bye.